With us now is Sally Kirkland. Welcome to the show, Sally. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Donna.
I had such a nice time visiting with you on the phone the other day and found out so many fantastic things about you. What a journey you've had so far.
Yes, 61 years of acting.
It's amazing. And modeling, you're a child model. I'm reading all this. It's a child model for Vogue. You
Okay.
were friends with Bob Dylan for over 30 years. You're an ordained minister, a
Yes.
painter. You were in American history in 1968. Your first director was Andy Warhol. It just goes on and on and on. You're quite
I got
accomplished.
nominated for I got nominated for the Oscar and won the Golden Globe in 1988.
And it says Best Actress Oscar nominee, Golden Globe winner, Independent Spirit Award
Yeah.
winner. It just goes, congratulations. You have
LA
over 200
LA
films.
Yes.
And
It
even on,
started in Hollywood with The Way We Were and The Sting.
wow, that is quite incredible. How did that feel when you got your first film role and you knew that it was going to be on the big screen?
It was very exciting. Actually, I was a yoga teacher, and I was very frustrated with acting. And I went on a trip with a yogi, and I called my agent, my mother, and she said, "Your agent's looking for you." And I called him up, and he said, "Sally, you just got The Way We Were in The Sting." And I said, "Well, I've quit acting." And he said, "What are you talking about? We've been working 10 years for this." And I said, "No, no, I'm quitting." He said, "You can't do that to me." And I said, "Well, okay, I'll go to LA and do those two films, and then I'm quitting, but I'm doing it just for you." So I went, and it turned out Robert Redford got me the role in The Sting. And I was so blown away by that that I decided to stay. And of course, Barbara Streisand gave me my first role in The Way We Were. And she was great. We ended up doing A Star is Born. And then on stage, she played Juliet to my nurse at the Actors Studio. So I was very blessed to have Streisand and Redford in my corner in my late 20s.
Well, I'm sure that they feel the same way about you. You know, it's amazing on this journey where we can really connect with another soul and work with another person. And you've worked with everyone. But I can also tell you that all the big names also say that they've worked with Sally Kirkland. You know, you have
Oh, thank you,
cachet.
Donna.
It's true, though. You have cachet. People
Oh,
adore you. You have so many projects, even now. Tell us some of your recent work. We were talking on the phone the other day. You've got a short. You've got all these cool things coming up.
okay. Well, starting on Thanksgiving and then streaming ongoing for months and months and months and months is a movie I star in called Hope for the Holidays. It's a Christmas story, and I'm really proud of my work. I play a very spiritual woman. I star with George Stultz, who with his twin brother starred on Seventh Heaven for years and years and years. And yeah, I'm really proud of it. It'll be on Amazon Prime, Hulu, iTunes, Fandango, Google Movies, just about all the platforms. And so anytime from Thanksgiving on, you can check me out. Hope for the Holidays. It's about a woman who's dying of cancer. That's me. And my son, George Stultz, is trying to get money to pay for my medical bills, and he doesn't have it. So he robs a bank and gets put into jail. And he's trying to get to me by Christmas. And his friends in jail help him escape. And he finally gets to me, and we have these amazing dramatic scenes together in the days before. I can't tell the ending.
And it's a hit, a cliffhanger. Who are, so many directors that you've worked with? What was it like though working with Andy Warhol? I mean, that's iconic.
Yeah, well, Andy Warhol had a crush on my mother, who at the time was fashion editor of Life magazine in the 50s and 60s. And she did Andy's first publicity and did a story on him in Life, where he was still doing his Lord and Taylor's window decorations with his Campbell soup can in the background and maybe shoes in the foreground. And he
Wow.
had a crush on her, and because of that, I met him. And he took me to lunch and said, "Can I photograph you and I record you?" And I said, "No, I'm an above ground actor. You only use underground actors. I've studied with Lee Strasberg at the Actors Studio since I was 18." And he, of course, was very respectful. I, of course, years later realized what a huge mistake that was. But he did ask me to be in 13 Most Beautiful Women with
Yes.
Edie Sedgwick. And oh God, I can't remember all the women, but you would have heard of them. Ultraviolet, all of these Andy Warhol superstars. And there were 13 Most Beautiful Men, the most famous of which was Dennis Hopper, and 13 Most Beautiful Women. And it's very hard to see that now. But I did it. It was 1964. I was the first happening with Andy Warhol. Before me, there was never a happening. So Andy asked me to come out of like a 6 foot, no, like a 10-foot cake with Gerard Malanga, his assistant. And I had on an eeny weeny bikini. And we were asked by Andy to dance the twist.
Uh-huh.
And Mick Jagger was going to sing "I Can't Get No Satisfaction." But he couldn't show up, so we played it. And there I am dancing with all of my jewelry flying off me. And in the New York Times, Enid Nemi says, "The first happening, Sally Kirkland on Andy Warhol's birthday."
That's so exciting. So exciting. You do so many fun things. As I mentioned, you're an artist, you're an actor, uh, you've won so many great
Director, producer,
awards,
teacher.
director, right, producer, teacher, but you're also a spiritualist. You provide wisdom, spiritual guidance to people. Can we talk a little bit about that too? Because Sally, I was fascinated by that on the phone. You've had such a great journey in that.
Well, I was pronounced dead in 1966 from a drug overdose because I was in love with a married man who broke my heart. And to cut to the chase, um, I got I read Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda after I survived that. And in 1969, I met Swami Satchidananda, who made me a yoga master for the Integral Yoga Institute. He named me Satya. I said, "Why?" He said, "Read up on Gandhi and the Satyagrahas, the truth forces." And so I did. And he said, "Your life will be about truth." And then shortly after, in 1972, I met an American man named John Roger, and he was combining Eastern and Western philosophy, so I could learn my teachings on Christ, the Christ consciousness, and also my love for Hinduism, where I was Satya. And it was inclusive of all religions. The president of the church was Jewish, if you get my drift. And
Yep.
so I got involved in 72. I got ordained in 1976. And when John Roger ordained me, he said, "One of the blessings for you will be courage and in the face of public scrutiny."
Hmm.
And so I think that's been my life. And for the last 7 months, Donna, on my live stream on my Facebook page, Sally Kirkland, every day at 4 o'clock, I have Reverend Sally Kirkland shares spirit with friends, and anybody can come on and see it and participate. When people come on, I introduce them, and I encourage people to bring spiritual quotes. I read from everyone from St. Joan to Christ to John Roger to a man named John Morton, the spiritual director of the Movement of Spiritual Inner Awareness, the name of my church. And I've been doing this for 7 months every day, and I'm getting so much joy from it.
Well, I'm sure that you're bringing so much joy to others as well. So whether you're on the big screen or on the small screen or on the telephone coming through with messages of hope and inspiration, you're making the spirit well, well inside. And that's what we all need right now. We just need a little encouragement and a little guidance, a little care, a little neighborliness. So the role,
Yeah.
is there any role that you haven't got to play yet, Sally? Like a role or a character that you want to bring forth, but you just haven't been invited to do so yet?
Um, That's a good question. I think I've played 200, I played more than 250 roles because I had thousands of hours of Days of Our Lives and
So
what was
true.
the name of that series I did? Oh dear, I can't remember now. But I've played so many characters that I think, Donna, I've done it all, but I'm eager to do more. I intend to act until I'm Grandma Moses's age at 100.
And you're doing something with a Stephen King project, correct?
Yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
play or something that's coming up
December,
too?
yeah, December 8th, I shoot The Woman in the Room, which is based on Stephen King's short story, The Woman in the Room. And he knows about it. I'm anxious for him to see my acting, but I cannot tell you how you can see that. But
No.
if you check my Facebook page, it will be posted.
Lovely. Lovely. Happy journeys
There's
to
a
you
film I'm very
always.
proud of, Donna.
Oh, yes. Tell me
There's a
about
film
that.
I'm really proud of that came out a year ago, October, and we didn't have as wide distribution as I would have liked because of the pandemic, but it's called Cuck, C-U-C-K, and a lot of the critics likened it to Joker. And I play the female lead. I tear down the scenery. It's the total opposite of the character I play in Hope for the Holidays. I'm a total psychotic mother, and yeah, it's one of my favorite roles I've done in years and years.
Congratulations. That
Oh, you
is
can see it on
uh,
Amazon Prime.
Amazon,
Amazon.
Amazon Prime. You are
Yeah.
definitely an icon, and I want to thank you so sincerely. And I know this new technology for all of us is like this new frontier, but thank you for embracing it as my Mike Wire kind of just kind of chassayed around my forward over here. But thank you so much. It was a joy and a pleasure to speak with you today, and I look forward to knowing you. And
Thank you,
peace to
Donna
you.
Drake, and God bless you all. And take care of yourselves so you can take care of others.
Thank you. And by the way, I know that you did yoga with Oprah, so maybe at a future date we could do some
Yeah,
yoga together too. Okay. Bye, Sally.
sure.
Be well. Bye bye.
Okay, honey. Bye bye.
Bye bye.